When a big oil pipeline manufacturer in Tulsa, Oklahoma, advertised job openings in India, dozens of skilled metal workers jumped at the chance. But instead of training for permanent employment, the men were treated like slaves, forced to live on factory premises, and paid less than $3 an hour. 52 men managed to escape and sought shelter and legal assistance with help from members of a nearby church.
When we encounter somebody who's just been freed from a trafficked situation, their needs are the basic needs. They need food, they need shelter, they need clothing. Those things have to be provided.
52 people, they were living in the, 4 or 5 people living in the one room, different rooms. And people were donating the clothes. People were donating the TVs and the air conditioners and the, bed sheets and the blankets. And you can imagine 52 people needs. Everybody has a different need, everybody has a different requirements.
Trafficked persons have an overwhelming need for services, and the key is that each individual has such unique needs.
Another important aspect is the physical health. So the person needs to generally get a complete checkup, make sure that they're okay physically, that they don't have any communicable diseases.
Most trafficking victims have come here to make a better life. And they need to work, for example. So if that part is not taken care of, then it's going to be very difficult for them to make progress.
So you have to teach them things like taxes, how to fill out an application for employment, how to fill out a lease to rent a house, how to open a bank account, how to go food shopping, how to get a driver's license.
At my home in India, my wife, she got the threatening calls, and this says, your husband left the John Pickle Company. He has to go back and join the war. Otherwise, when he will come back, he will have a big trouble, big problem in India.
Trafficking victims are most often unaware that they have rights in this country, and through the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, which was passed in October of 2000, they do have rights extended to them, and they are eligible for certain benefits.
The Trafficking Victims Protection Act of 2000 has 3 main goals: prevention, protection, and prosecution. The Trafficking Victim Protection Act gave us those tools to do victim-centered prosecutions, where we can catch the bad guys, but also protect their victims.
There is a process that trafficked persons go through called certification, and that comes when the law enforcement federal agents have deemed the individual as a victim of a severe form of human trafficking. Once they are certified, that individual is eligible for all sorts of benefits, the same benefits as a refugee or a political asylee, which means cash assistance from the government, food stamps, they are work authorized, they can access Medicaid, Medicare services.
And everybody was scared because everybody paid a lot of money to come here in the United States. And we cannot go back to India under that circumstances.
Law enforcement has the option of filing for something called continued presence, which is a statement saying this person is a victim of trafficking and they are assisting me with my investigation. It's critical that they remain in the U.S. during my investigation or prosecution. Then they will have a temporary legal status while you're working to get a more permanent form of relief.
T visas are a longer-term immigration status that happens typically after the criminal case is done. It allows the victim to stay in the country and even bring their family to join them, to reunite the families. It's a very good way of making sure that the victims are not retaliated against by being deported back to the home country after they've cooperated with the investigation.
And it was a very exciting moment in my life. I seen my family, my wife and my son. Last year my wife said, the boy here in the United States, and he's now he's an American citizen.
While it's important to give the victims hope, you also can't tell them something that you can't deliver on. I think the most important thing to do is to give them the tools to make the decisions in their lives.